I love boxing so much. I have so much respect for that sport and for the community that I've seen and that has taught me. I feel like when I do other workouts, you still have your mind. Like your mind can still be going even though your body is doing X, Y, or Z. But when you box, you're constantly reacting to someone else. You have to be super present in that moment. And I think being present is something that I'm not always great at. So being able to be super present and in my body and just like the discipline and the immediate gratification of like you hit something and you feel that in your whole body and it's like energizing. It's not, I don't feel like it takes anything from me. I feel like it's always giving me something back. My name is Taylor Ray, and my life is a beautiful resistance because I am well, I'm healthy, I'm loud, and I fight, and that's not really what people necessarily want to see.
Seeing what you've done, not just in your classes, but you took it a step further and a couple of months ago joined up with a friend and created Activism. Tell me about that, not just to give to other people, but to be the thing you need.
So Activism is an anti-racism wellness program created by me and my co-founder, Kira West, and she's a wellness blogger. I'm a trainer. Anti-racism education is something that you can incorporate into your everyday life. So it's not something that needs to be this long book, though that's great, this long documentary, though that's also great, but sometimes people read that long book and then they never once think about it again. They're like, I read the book, now I'm not racist. That's it.
You can't book club your way out of racism.
Yes. And that was what we were seeing. So we have something to read, watch, listen to, support, and share. And those are our 5 action steps that the program is composed of. And you also have a wellness step to go along with it. I know that a lot of people are like, I came here to work out, and that's amazing. But we also have a lot going on in our world that's not just in this moment, but something that's been going on for hundreds of years. If you're out there protesting, word. If you're out there using social media as a platform, word. If you're making artwork, if you're writing poetry, if you're donating, if you're signing petitions, if you're organizing, if you're raising money, whatever path you're on, whatever skill set you have, whatever strength you have, Black people use it.
And we talk a lot about fighting for our rights and fighting for our humanity and fighting for freedom. But let's talk about fighting for joy. What does Black joy mean to you?
I feel like Black joy is not really, for me at least, it's not necessarily thinking too hard about anything specific. It's just as I experience my life, that's Black joy. When I'm not worried about fitting into this certain kind of expectation that society kind of places on me, I think that's Black joy. Existing and not being worried about my safety, my health, my wellness, that's Black joy.
Big facts. We are here, and that's Black joy.
So I haven't been here in over a year, and it's honestly like a little emotional. It's like I really miss being in this space. I feel like my favorite moments in class are like the super high intensity moments, also because I think it connects so much to how you feel. It's like that freedom feeling that you seek in class. So something I always love is like when that beat's about to drop, I will go, let's say I'll be like, all right guys, 1s and 2s for speed, and then going into my 1s and 2s. I just feel like, it gives me that extra little moment.
Wellness is a form of resistance too. For so long, wellness has been denied from our people, whether we're talking about access to gyms or being able to trust your healthcare provider or even be able to have insurance. What makes wellness a tool of resistance in your eyes?
I feel like, especially as a Black woman, I know that I feel a lot of extreme guilt, or I did when I first started really spending a lot of time taking care of my own body and my own self. I think a lot of times you're kind of expected to be a caretaker for other people. You're kind of expected to hold these roles, and I feel like we have these stereotypes of Black women as either being like a motherly figure or being like a superhero where they're just like doing everything all the time and they're doing it all for everyone and taking care of everyone and just killing it. And like, I'm a whole person. Like I kill it, great, absolutely. But I also, you kind of have to recharge yourself, otherwise you're just so depleted when you try to give to other people. And I feel like wellness is that resistance in which I'm like, okay, no, I'm gonna not do these things for other people or not do these things for my job or even my family. I'm gonna like care for myself and my body because this is my home forever.
I'm so glad you brought up recharging. This grind culture, this I'm not in pain, I'm not tired, they sleep, we grind, we hustle, it's killing us. It's important to rest. Rest is part of wellness. How are you resting?
Honestly, just like sitting down and existing is the best thing that I can do for myself. Just like taking a moment, whether that's in a quiet space, whether that's watching my favorite movie, and just being. Like the whole point of rest is to not plan your rest, to not have to meditate because folks say meditating is great, or do this or that because people recommend it. Just being for me is definitely my favorite way to rest.
Can you talk about prioritizing mental health and why that's so important, especially in the time we're in right now?
I had really severe anxiety when I was in college, and that's when I met my therapist, who I adore. I think it's also really important that I connect so well with my therapist. I feel like being able to have someone that you really feel like has your back and that really can guide you is like been super life-changing for me. I think especially over the last few months, being in this pandemic and having so much time at home, it's been really important to take that time and to say, yeah, this is going to take precedent over other things. I'm not going to compromise. Wednesdays at noon, that's where I will be every week doing therapy.
There's this thing that happens when you take care of yourself, when you become the thing you need, you inherently are a better caretaker and a better space maker and community builder.
Absolutely.
People see an activist or see an athlete or see someone on camera and they think that person has it all together. That person, there's nothing wrong with them. Their life is great. And we're all struggling. We're all human. And growing is a lifelong process. None of us, no matter how woke any one person claims to be, is fully formed. You know, the day you think you know it all, just go to sleep. Like, nobody knows it all. We're all still coming into ourselves. I think people might see you and say, oh, she's so fit. This is just natural to her. Yeah. But you told me you didn't even like working out or going to gyms. Tell me when fitness became part of your life.
As far as fitness, it was being an actor, going on tour. I was in and out of hotels all the time, and what I found to be really consistent was every hotel has a gym. I could always spend my time there. I could always take time for myself. I slowly just started realizing, okay, I really like this. I feel really good when I'm here. So when I got off of that tour and came back, I started kind of exploring. When I was doing just fitness, I felt like I was instantly helping people. I was getting that instant reward of like seeing people feel really great, or like when you're a trainer, you are like a motivational speaker. You are like someone that's inspiring. You're doing so much. But I think there was always something that was like missing a little bit. And I think kind of just putting that together with my activism has made it feel more complete. Okay, so usually I would wrap my hands before I put my gloves on. Okay. But we're just gonna keep it simple. So, yeah, almost that way. And get a little wider. Yeah, good. Bend in the knees like you're sitting in a chair almost. Yeah. Hands to the face, like to your cheekbones. Elbows tight to the body. Yeah, look at you. Okay, that's great. Now we're just gonna jab. That's it. So front hand, turn the knuckle over. Yeah, beautiful. And I'll show you a few times. You step with it, right? And bring it back to the face. Pop, pop, and notice both of my feet lift. So just try it a couple times. 1, 2. Yeah, 1, 2. 1, 2. Yeah, 1, 2. Now 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. I'm being your glove mom.
But you and I both know from experience being Black women who work out in other fit spaces that it can be very isolating and white and wealthy and judgmental. How has that informed your fitness journey and the coach you've become today?
Something that's really important for me is to always make it really clear that like I am a light-skinned, able-bodied, thin, attractive, college-educated Black woman. And so my experience in these spaces, like a lot of times I find ways to kind of be not in a positive way, but like tokenized in these spaces where I'm made to feel kind of comfortable and like cool and trendy because like I am that one person of color in the space. So I would say those are kind of the uncomfortable positions I've been in. And I feel like that's why it's become super important for me, rather than it being the hardest class or it being the, most challenging class, it being the class that everyone feels welcome. I don't feel that I can go back to being like in the position that I was in before. I feel like from here, I'm only looking to move forward. I can't go back after this time and just put myself away in a pocket and pretend to be this person for my clients and then go home and be someone else. I feel like I just have to bring my whole self everywhere I go from now on.
Taylor Ray's moving forward. Might stop for rest, for self-care, for therapy, for love, but ain't no going back in that box.
Yeah.
Box. The only boxing we do is with the bags.
That's it.
Right? We're celebrating Black History Month, and we're also talking about wellness. I've been asking people to tell me, what is the Black history you carry with you?
I read a quote the other day that said, Black history doesn't start with slavery. And that was so moving to me because I think often that's what we see. That's the narrative that we're fed. And I think the Black history that I carry with me, which is being Puerto Rican and Dominican, I've thought about and read books about and questioned so much what that means. Being Taino, the indigenous people that were originally on that land, being Spanish from the Spaniard colonizers that came over, and being African from the slaves that those colonizers held on those ships. That might be something I think about every day. That history of knowing that I'm all of those things and knowing that I have that intersectionality and that complexity in my identity, it makes me feel really proud. And it makes me feel, what I closed my newsletter with today was that I am my ancestors' wildest dreams realized. And I think that's the history I carry with me.